This new patch builder taps into the latest in AI large language model technology to allow you to describe the patch you want with normal human language. And we do all the work to generate a one-of-a-kind unique patch based on your description.
Let's start off by opening the patch builder. Let's start off with a basic prompt like piano and a pad. And in just a couple of seconds, the patch builder gives us something back. We can try it. If we like the general idea and we'd like to try something else, we can hit try again to repeat the generation. This is going to give us the same number of sounds and the same kinds of sounds, but with different options. So this time we ended up with an extra soft voicing of the SK Grand and this really ambient sort of sound bed. Let's see what happens if we go back to edit prompt and we get a bit more specific. Instead of saying piano, let's say grand piano and a pad. Adding this little bit of extra detail makes sure that no matter how many times we regenerate, we always end up with a grand piano. And this would work for other kinds of pianos as well. So we could say, instead of a grand piano, we'd like a felt piano. Describing what you're looking for on a basic level is a great way to make sure that you get the results you want without having to repeat the process a bunch of times. Let's edit our prompt further and take this to another place by adding a single letter, S, felt piano and pads. Making that plural gives us a stack of pads, which is often what we're actually looking for when we talk about a pad in worship music. Now, the more sounds that are generated by Patch Builder, the more likely you are to want to level match them a little bit. So I'm going to bring the volume of the pads down. And we can hit try again if we wanted a different result overall, or if you want to just swap out one individual layer, we could go in and choose a specific felt piano if we knew that's what we wanted. You can add, remove, replace sounds, just as you would in any ordinary Sunday Keys patch. Now I'm going to show you how you can prompt in an entirely different way. Rather than describing the kinds of sounds that you'd like in your patch, you can just describe the overall vibe. There's some really interesting things you can do with human language here. So you could, of course, just say simple things like make me a very big patch that fills a lot of space. And that's very open-ended. It's just focused on the size of the patch, how much space it needs to fill. And you're going to get a cool result. Now, when you're not as specific in the sounds you're looking for, it's a bit more of an exploratory process. You might find points of inspiration and then run with them, modify them, or you can always try again. So let's hear how this sounds. We'll try again just to see what we get. I think that's really cool. The exciting thing about using the AI Patch Builder is it helps you come across sounds that you might not have found yourself otherwise by just thinking about the way you typically browse for sounds or the sounds that you most often use. So we can actually talk about a popular worship song. So a patch for, we'll go a little old school, Revelation song, but in the style of a big electronic synth song. And then let's see what we get. Since you're able to describe things in human language, you can get pretty specific. You can mention artists, you can mention popular songs, and the results you get based on those prompts can vary. They can lead to some really interesting results. Last thing that I want to show you, this kind of prompting I think is maybe my favorite to do because it just helps me remember just how many interesting sounds there are in Sunday Keys. It's doing something like this. Surprise me with 10 sounds. And this really is effectively just a random button at this point that we're able to push and then see what we get back. So if I were going to use this for a worship set, I might go ahead and grab like a core sort of piano sound. And then I can adjust the mix of these other layers, save that snapshot. So a patch like that could go a bunch of different ways, I think, and I'm able to just describe a general ask. Surprise me, give me something fresh, make something big, something small, something that feels like a film score. The other exciting thing is that when we put out a new sound library update every month, the possibilities continually expand.
As of right now today, this feature is available to everyone with an active Sunday Keys license when you update to the latest version of the app for iPad and Mac.